Hello. Welcome back to another Fearless Friday video. It is your girl Dominique. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. I hope you all had an amazing week. God is working in your waiting, and there is a process that you have to go through in order to get to the promise, in order to get to the thing that you are praying for. That's what we're going to be talking about today. If this is your first time catching a video from me, make sure it's not your last. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you over here. And if you are not new, thank you so much for coming back to another Fearless Friday video. So let's jump into it. So I was led to talk about this because I feel like I am in a waiting period. Well, I know I'm in a waiting period right now in my life. In the beginning, I was just asking why? I felt like I was, y'all know, if you've ever fed a baby and then you do like the choo-choo train, or you be like, here, get it. And then you take it back. You give it to him, you take it back, you give it to him. I've been in a season like that. I feel like I was just so close to getting to the thing that I've been praying for, to the promise, and then it was like nope, not yet, you're not ready. And I get close again, it's like no, not yet, you're not ready. And I just felt like I was just going through that same cycle, and I began to ask why do I have to keep going through this cycle? Why is it not just happening when I want it to happen? But one of the things I've realized is that God sees the full picture. He sees and he knows everything. And sometimes we want that promise and that thing that we're praying for so bad, but we don't see the full picture. We don't see that, oh, it's some things that we still got to work on. It's some things that if we get it prematurely, we won't be able to keep it. In this season, I feel like God is testing my faith. It's like I get so close to getting that promise, to getting that answered prayer, and then it's like, oh no, it don't happen. The biggest thing I've realized is that in this season, God is testing my faith. He's wanting to see that, am I still going to trust him? Am I still going to be dependent upon him even when it looks like he's not working, even when it looks like he's not hearing me, even when it looks like he's not moving the puzzle pieces behind the scene? Because we can't see what God is doing, but I want to remind you that at all times he is working. What's that song? Even when I don't see it, he's working. Even when I don't feel it, he's working. He never stops working. And a lot of times we want to put like our prayers into the microwave, so to speak, and we want to be able to put it on, okay, 30 seconds. It's going to take 30 seconds and it's going to come out, it's going to be ready. And we want our prayers, like we want God to answer our prayers like we put our food in the microwave. But what happens sometimes when we put it on a minute or 2 minutes, we take it out and it's still not ready, and we put it on this time limit and it's like it's still not ready. We still got to put it back in there, and God is like, you want this in this certain amount of time, but you still not ready. You still not ready for what you are praying for. You're still not ready for the promise, because there is some type of work that needs to be done before you get to the promise. It's a process before you get to the promise, and it's in the process where we learn. It's in the process where we are strengthened. And for the longest time, I was asking like, God, why does this door keep shutting? And why do it feel like I just keep getting so close, and then it's like, oh, I take a step back? But it wasn't until I changed that why into what, and I started to ask, what am I supposed to get through this? What am I supposed to be learning through this? What are you trying to show me through this? What can I be doing in this waiting period? What can I be working on in this waiting period? There's so many examples of people waiting in the Bible. Abraham and Sarah, they had to wait 25 years before they got their promise, before they got their son. David, he had to wait 15 years for being anointed by Samuel that he was going to be the next king of Israel. Even Jesus had to wait. He had to wait 30 years before God's appointed time to begin his ministry. Waiting is a part of the process, and it's in the waiting where we learn and where we develop and where we're strengthened. So we have to look at the waiting process a little different. We have to change our mindset when we are in the waiting process. Like I previously said, I'm in a season of waiting right now. I've learned that God has taken me through this season happen for a reason, and it's a greater purpose, and it's making my waiting a little different, because it's like I'm not just going through this just to be going through it. God is teaching me something in this, and I'm learning so much. Oh my God, he is strengthening me through this. I have been in his word more because of this situation, because now I have to be dependent upon him, because I know that in order for me to get this thing that I'm praying for, I can't do it on my own. I can't. I've tried, and I've thought I could, but I can't do it on my own. I need God. I need him. And it's making me dependent upon him. Y'all know that TikTok sound, that real sound that goes, let's skip to the good part. And like people, they start out at one place and then they skip and just show the end result. And I feel like a lot of us want our prayers to be answered like that. We want to just skip to the good part, and we want to just bypass the process. And for example, like my kids, sometimes I will reward them for cleaning up their playroom or just doing things around the house. They just be in such a rush to just get to the finish line, to finish cleaning up, because they want to get the prize. They want to get like their allowance, or they want to get their ice cream or whatever. So they'll just go in there and they'll just be throwing stuff every which way just so it can look good on the outside, and so they can look like, oh, I did it and I'm ready. But when I go in there and when I start pulling out one basket and I see, oh, this not supposed to be here. Oh, you ain't do this right. Oh, you need to work on that. You need to put that over there. Like God is looking at us like that. It's like we want to just, okay, I got it. I'm ready for that. I'm ready for my prayer to be answered. But it's like, no, you rushing. You trying to skip steps, that you just trying to get to the promise. We be so focused, laser focused on the promise, we miss things in between. And for example, like when they're in there cleaning, they'll be looking at each other like, and they'll be, mommy, Summer's doing this, Summer's not doing that. We be just like that. We be so focused on what Susie is doing over here, what Matthew is doing over here, that we lose focus on what we supposed to be doing, because we're, looking at this person, looking at that person. And in your waiting season, God wants you to be focused. Right now, he wants you to be focused on your path. Stop looking over here, stop looking over there. And that sometimes make the waiting process so much more difficult, because we are looking at other people and we're comparing our journey to theirs. Sometimes it makes waiting hard, because we're waiting and looking. We're waiting and looking instead of looking forward and staying focused on our path. We're waiting and looking over here, and we're waiting and looking over there. And when we're waiting and looking over here, then we go to God and we're like, God, you doing it for them, or God, you did this. Why are you not doing it for me? And it's like, girl, just stay focused on your path. Stop looking and trying to pay attention to what everybody else got going on. And back to the example with the kids trying to rush and clean up the playroom. What happens when I go in there and I pull out stuff and I'm like, oh, this don't supposed to be here? They have to what? Go back in there, clean up some more. They have to go fix this. Whereas if they would have did it right and stopped trying to take shortcuts, they wouldn't have had to do that. A lot of the times we're trying to take shortcuts in order to get to the promise. We want to do it our way. We don't want to do it God's way. In order for you to get this thing that you're praying for, you got to do it my way. And sometimes what we're praying for and what we are wanting is not what we need, and we're waiting and we're like, God, why is it not happening? And it's because God sees the full picture, and he's like, baby, this ain't what you really want, okay? I have something even better for you. But we be in such a rush that we think we know what we want. One of the things that I'm really understanding is that it's not that God doesn't want me to have this thing that I am praying for. It's the fact that God is taking me through a process before I receive this promise that I'm praying for. And he is still working some things out behind the scenes, and he needs me to fully depend on him, because when he does bring this promise to pass, he wants to get the glory out of it. He don't want me to be, oh yeah, I did it, or if it wasn't for Susie up the street putting in a good word for me, that's how I got that job. No, that's not how you got the job. God did it. Yes, Susie maybe have put in the good word for you, but God aligned all the pieces, all the puzzle pieces together for you to get said thing that you've been praying for. And that's where God wants you in a place like that, where when he does bring the thing to pass, he wants to get the glory. He wants you to know that this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for him. So in this waiting period, be patient, because God is still trying to work some things out. And even though it may not look like it, even though it may not feel like it, I get it. You may be getting frustrated. I have my moments where I'm just like, ooh, Jesus, when you gonna show up? I mean, I've been waiting quite some time, but I have to realize that God's timing is the best timing, that he knows more than I will ever know. And he knows how everything is going to work out. And the fact that he created me and he created all things and he knows how things work out, I can't do nothing but trust him, because I've tried to do things on my own and I tried to do things my way, and baby, it just don't be working. So what I've learned is, even though I may not enjoy every part of the waiting process, I have to wait. I have to wait on God. I have to wait on his timing. I want you to understand that you go through different seasons for a specific reason, and you're not going through this season just to be going through it. God wants to teach you something in this season, and I just want to encourage you to stay focused on what is it that God is trying to show you. Pray to God and ask him to reveal to you, what do you want me to get out of this season? Like, what are you trying to teach me right now? Not why am I going through this? Maybe, what are you trying to teach me through this? I grew up in church, y'all, and I used to sing in a choir, and one of the songs that I used to lead was, he's an on-time God, yes he is. On time God, yes he is. He may not come when you want him, but he'll be there right on time. I tell you, it's an on-time God, yes he is. And singing that as I was young, when I was younger, it was like, yeah, he's an on-time God. But it wasn't until I really started to go through things and I'm just like, God, when you gonna show up? But when I tell you, he shows up right on time. So you may be in a waiting season and you may feel like the time is running out, baby. I'm telling you, God will show up on time. I have this Bible verse, 1 Corinthians 10:13. All you need to remember is that God will never let you down. He'll never let you be pushed past your limits. He'll always be there to help you come through it. God will never leave you. Even though you are in a waiting season right now, God is waiting. He's right there with you, and he wants you to depend on him. He wants you to run to him right now. He wants you to find strength in him right now. And that's what I want to encourage you guys to do. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to another Fearless Friday video. I hope this video helped you. It gave you what you needed. If it did help you, be sure to share it and to send it to a friend, to send it to someone who you feel like maybe in a waiting season and they just need the encouragement to just keep waiting, to keep leaning on God and seeking him. So I just want to encourage you guys to be fearless, stay fearless, because you are a fearless Belle, baby. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are one of a kind. There's no one else in this world like you. Can't nobody do what you do like you do it. So don't be looking to the left, don't be looking to the right. Look right in front of you, okay? Look in front of you. Have laser focus on your path and on your process, and we got it, okay? We got it. I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in to another video. Bye.